Hey boys, Dingo from the future here. Just want to remind you I stream on Twitch every single day. Here's the link, here's the deck, and without further ado, let's get to the gameplay.
I had such a hard time, like, shuffling and fetching, and my paper mechanics were terrible. Best story from Apex? I'll tell it after this match. Actually, I'll tell it after this league. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I'll never use them again. I'm thinking about, like, single sleeving. My fingers were, like, not that... I don't have that much dexterity anymore. Am I triple sleeving anytime soon? That judge call of the guy with the missed triggers. So he bobbled. And I, didn't call upkeep. I just went to, draw right away. And he was he thought, sat there and looked for a second. And he was like, oh, bobble. And I was like, you know what, that's fine. I didn't announce my upkeep or anything. So I let him have the bobble. But then he was, trying to play fast because we had, 10 minutes. And he went Ragavan. He went Expressive Iteration. And then Ragavan, cast, play a land drop. And then he tapped an extra mana and he said dash. And I was like, okay, hold up. We got to call a judge for this one. Because I know what you were trying to do, but you, jumped the gun on it. And I hate to be that guy, but it is, an REL comp event. So I did have to call a judge for that one. A little unfortunate. I felt bad. The guy was like, oh, don't worry about it. That was my mistake. Yeah, one freebie take back. Any more than that, it becomes You lost your 4-color Karn deck in the finals at MXP Tacoma. We were gassing you up after that match. The deck is sick. Hell yeah. And then, Respect the Cat's been doing well with it, too. And I'm like, I think, Karn kind of good. Karn kind of good. We're talking about the Apex event that I just got back from. Yeah, okay, so during my F&M match, I was I had gotten 3 hours of sleep tops, and I took an hour nap before going to F&M, and I played against Terran. Am I gonna let this go? Let me think real quick. I'm gonna let that go. I was playing against Terran, and I started my turn with a land drop, and I forgot I had made that land drop because I was sitting there thinking for a little bit, and I played a ring when I had 6 mana. I had 2 mana left over, and I was trying to figure out how to tap, so I still had Ren in 6. I had Ren in 6. I played the Ren in 6, and then I picked up a land, and I was I don't remember if I played a land drop, and I just played it and I passed. And then chat tore me up for it, because I didn't even realize it. Then Terran ended up attacking into me with 2 prowess creatures when I had a Teferi. I forgot I had a Teferi. He didn't realize I had a Teferi. And he was casting spells in the middle of combat, and I was at some point I realized, I pointed at the Teferi, I was oh yeah, I have a Teferi. I'm gonna pretend you did all that main phase. And he was yeah, that's fine, I'm sorry. It was a disaster, but what can you do? When your paper mechanics suck, they suck. The old double explorer. I had such a great time this weekend. I have literally nothing bad to say about anything this weekend. It was amazing. If you have the opportunity to go to an Apex event, go to an Apex event. It was they treat you like family there. Spike doesn't look very good as a paper player either. It's not, it's a whole different environment. Oh yeah, we went to Wings, etc. a couple times. Apex is the Olive Garden of tournaments. I feel Apex is the Mengucci cuisine of tournaments. I feel Olive Garden is just the fake Italian food, you know? I don't know if that's a very good analogy. Ooh, Omnath. I can afford to take a hit from this grief. You said when you're here, you're fam. That's the OG motto. Well, okay, I mean, I love Twitch chat, don't get me wrong. Wowie zowie. Jeremy, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome back for the 16 months. What do you mean it's not a good analogy? I wouldn't compare Apex to Olive Garden. Jeremy, thanks for the 16. Hope you had a wonderful weekend without me. I bet you were so lonely. You're about to go to your LGS and buy a scam. Do you have a list you recommend? The latest from your Patreon, the PT winning list, or something else? Check my Twitter, I would say. Twitter, I had a list that was a combination of my old list plus the Pro Tour list, and I love that one. That one was amazing. A quarter for 5. Thank you for the team and welcome back for the 11 months. Much love. Glad you had a great time at Apex. Thank you. Also, is the mod channel point reward open? Absolutely. If you redeem, get a mod, then I will turn you into a mod. Absolutely. Manny, thank you for the 2 and welcome back for the 19. And Goon, welcome back for the 11 months as well. Wowier Zowier? Yeah, show them. I have infinite mod spots. So if you ever redeem mod, I got you. No problem. You know, I don't think I'm solituding. I think I'm actually casting Dead here and then casting the Ring. Yo, quarter for 5. Coming in with the mod. Got you. I'll let me play my my mod music. Gotta have a special mod theme. Okay, I think I'm just gonna Dead here and play Ring. Ameno. What happened in Modern? I played against Burn 3 times. Or no, 2 times. So I lost to Murktide in the feature match because I made a hindsight play that didn't play around Stern Scolding or a counterspell, and that costed me pretty badly. Because I could have pitched Solitude from my hand, and then I had enough cards in my hand to like prevent a DRC from attacking because I had Ensnaring Bridge out. I like made the other hindsight play because I didn't really want to get a draw that early. TJ, is this your favorite deck? Best deck in the format? If I redeem mono, you will stop purging me? I can't purge you. Well, I can, but I won't. Mr. Skittles, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome back for the 2 months. The blue-red creativity list that Mengu posted, I didn't. I've been very out of the loop. It's a Delver deck with Preordain and 1x Cryptic Command. Oh god, chat's moving so fast. Enough of a flashback for you? That is a pretty big flashback. Ameno. Dimere, Machiro. Is your favorite stream? Best stream on the Twitch? That's fine. Could've been worse. Yo, a core for 5. Thanks for gifting a sub to TJ. TJ, welcome back. Alright, let's start with a fire here. They might have an undying effect. Shouldn't be that big of an issue. This means I'm gonna have to use another fire. Let's put this in the play tab, pass the turn. I might draw 3 at the end step. I'm kind of like a little bit worried about dying to my ring though. I've gifted to go bald? Absolutely not. I wouldn't even go bald for like 1,000. I value my hair way too much. Oh, second ring, no problem. Oh, down to 6. Oh boy, alright. Kill 2 people by swinging with Leyline Bindings. The deck is sick. I just played against so much burn. Every time I was like, oh boy, playing against burn. I sat down for my opponent and they like ripple shuffled their deck at me, like in midair. And I like looked up and I saw Goblin Guide Riftbolt and I was like, I'm gonna die. That was like round 2 of the Apex tournament. What a power move. It was insane. I was like, I can't beat that. I think it brought dump a ring here. Yeah, there's like a cheat code of paper. Please don't dash a Ragramon. That's fine. I was not dashing a Ragramon. No, I closed my music. What a pun. I see the new Scales card. I haven't seen like any of the new spoilers. All I saw was that one that like Bob tweeted about, and I was like, that card looks insane. I need to find an Omnath here. I don't think we can lose this game in a million years though. Famous last words. Mainboard 2 Helixes for burn. There's so much burn in paper. I played against nothing but like burn and Tron. And I kept beating Tron and losing the burn. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Let's buy the hippo here. There's an artifact creature that looks like it'll be insane in Asmo Food Shells. I saw that one tutor looks really good in Legacy. It was like 1 black, and then you can go search for a Guy's Will. And then cast Guy's Will for free. It was unnatural. High was all burn players. I was not having a good time. You for the follow, True McDougal and Marola. Alright, let's see this. Counterspell, Expressive Iteration, Fire, Ice, Lightning Bolt, Preordained, Hard Evidence, Force Negation, Fable, Prismari Command, Through the Breach. This looks good. I don't know about the Through the Breaches, but I like everything else it's got going on here. I think Red and 6 is still like the best card in creativity, though. So I don't know. Playing it without Red and 6 is like kind of a hard sell for me. Cool list, though. We'll definitely try it. Yeah, Search for Tomorrow was essentially the Delighted Halfling of the Keruga version, which makes sense because you have to like cast your 4 and 5 drops, right? Sear Ginger, the Meal Ender. Okay. I guess we're gonna zoom in. It has Trample, Hexproof, and Haste as long as an opponent controls a Planeswalker. Whenever another artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and scry 1. It's a 3/1 for 2. That's not bad. Looks pretty cool. Not bad at all. Oh, Sear. Yeah, I feel like Through the Breach is bad too. So I want these endurances, and I probably cut like all my cards are insane in this matchup. Maybe stick a ring in the board. Tef. Zeriak, they give it 100 bits. Yeah, I definitely burnt and cheated, but it's okay. What Walking Ballista does? I think like Walking Ballista is like too slow, but I imagine it's probably just for pinging Bowmaster. I played against a Yawgmoth player, Niall, who is another like content creator for the RCQ invite and like a reseed event, and I just died to like 4 Orcish Bowmasters after I Stone-Brained Yawgmoth out of her deck. Just killed me with the most mediocre beats. Yes, if you cast Phyrexian Metamorph as the One Ring, it does give you protection. It is the best deck in the format. You're not wrong, TJ. But yeah, Bowmaster's a real problem for this list. So I imagine it was just a hedge against that. I think my opponent's going to flash in a Bowmaster here, in fact. You ever cast a Young Wolf, TJ? It makes you feel so powerful. I don't even know if Vintage Cube is back soon. I don't know, actually. Yeah, I showed that to Kyle Zeriak, and Kyle was like, next time, tell him to DM me. We can work something out. I miss him. I think I need basic planes here, probably. I'm just gonna bounce this Dothy. I can kill my Yogg, or my Teferi, not my Yogg. But, that's fine. Have you ever brought in Chalice against them? I think 1 mana spells are pretty important, because the best card in the Murktide matchup is actually Delighted Halfling. Halfling is insane in the Murktide matchup. Is it ring time? I think it's probably ring time. So it's blue, green, white, red. So I can go get a forest here. This buys me a turn that I can go Omnath, fetch land, Solitude, or something. Are you talking Scam? Oh yeah, with Scam, 1-drops are also super important against Murktide. Undying effects are actually good against Murktide. I wouldn't really recommend bringing in Chalice. What changes would I make? I'm not sure I would make too many changes. I think I would just have a better burn matchup. Do something to have a better burn matchup anyways. I don't know what it would be though. Burn was a rough one. Yeah, I start with 10 more life. I'm just hitting this Dothy. I don't care too much about the Bowmaster with a Fire Ice in hand. They're probably fine. Dragon's Claw. If you ever get to the point where you're like casting Karn, it's too late. Providence. I don't think Karn was ever good. I'm just gonna take it here. Oof. Fable. Endurance. I could go. I'm just gonna start with an attack here. That's cool with me. One less thing I have to get off the table. Fetch island and then draw. And then just play another ring. Chip the turn back. Yeah, Apex is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. And they just like keep adding... turn off auto yields. Alright, cool. It stopped it for me anyways. It's such a large store. Oh. Yeah, I think Keruga... I was thinking about that too for a little bit. I was like, Keruga might be like really good. If I have another Bowmaster, I get kind of blown out. Alright, cool. Didn't have another Bowmaster. You have another Fable though. Keruga seems quite good though. You know, the next scam update will be on Patreon, probably next week. I have to like settle back in and run the doghouse this weekend, so I'm not sure I'm gonna have a ton of time. Cards? No land, huh? Oof. No land. That's kind of brutal. Up the search for tomorrow. I guess that was technically a land, so maybe I shouldn't have dropped the search for tomorrow. End an Undying Malice. Found a Terminate. Let's ice the Ragster. 4-color Karnruga. I don't remember what I called it. I think it was something of that similar vein, though. Karnruga. Karnruga. I'm out of basics. Can we get a tap for Jund? Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy. Lots of decisions to be made, huh? We can go to 7. Teferi bounce this. And then, like, play a ring. It's probably fine. Can bin the search for tomorrow. I'm completely out of basics. Which is something I didn't realize when the other one was coming off a suspend. Drop land. I only have one red source, by the way, which is, like, very awkward with all these red cards in hand. The 3-mana Ephemerate card, it's Touch of the Spirit Realm. Update for the list on Twitter. I don't know if you, like, even bored with that list. I was still trying to figure that out. I didn't do a whole lot of sideboarding this weekend. I mostly was just, like, submit the same 75. Or the same 60. The only thing I really sideboarded against was, like, Tron. I could play... Nah, I have to dead gun one of these. It's dead this, and if they Undying it, I can Endurance. We'll pass. If they put an Elemental in the stack, I probably need the Leyline Binding. They might have Kolaghan's Command, we're gonna shuffle their graveyard. Yeah, I just don't have any red sources right now, which is, like, kinda awkward. Yeah, full house. Okay. Icing the Raugrin in case they have a removal spell for whatchamacallit. Yeah, I guess I don't have to ice. It didn't matter. I had to. It was garbage time. Super garbage time. I was about to, like, buy Keruga, play Keruga, and draw, like, 80 cards anyways. Yeah, it was the BM play to get the concession. I kind of actually wish that they Blood Mooned me there, just so I had red sources. Yeah, no, I was playing that game, like, semi-checked out. Felt like we were super far ahead as soon as I resolved the first ring. I think we keep this and we put back a Karn, maybe. I could put back one Omnath. Let's put back an Omnath. Although I think Omnath is, like, significantly more valuable here. Did you have, like, a Thoughtseize? Yui, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome back for the 4 months. But yeah, no, I was playing that game, like, semi-checked out. Felt like we were super far ahead as soon as I resolved the first ring. think we keep this and we put back Karn, maybe. I could put back one Omnath. Let's put back an Omnath. Although I think Omnath is like significantly more valuable here. They do have like a Thoughtseize. Yui, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome back for the 4 months. Thanks for the continued support. One copy of Cauldron Familiar. One small step for cat kind. I'm gonna ice through land here. I need to find my 3rd land. Could be bad if they have an Urza Saga. Make me want to ice like a turn after. Alright, we're gonna need 3rd land. Pretty badly. Okay. That's why I miss Ren 6 all the time. It's like if I had a Ren 6 here, couldn't lose. And Karn instead of Ring. I don't think they're gonna ban anything, to be honest. Yep, ban talk again. Or they'll wait until like the beginning of next year for the Ring. Who the fuck knows? Alright, more 4-drops for the 4-drop gods. Ban talk? That's what Manga would want. I don't know, I'm gonna beat that. They've been to Chatterfang. So this is like Abzan objects? It must be like the 4-color objects. Yeah, no Ren 6. I always felt like Ren 6 is just like one of the best cards in 4-color. And like not playing it is just so rough. So rough. Getting what on the soundboard? Oh, that's the neat thing. You don't. That would be a good thing to put on the soundboard for sure. I say it all the time. Saga for drum. They need more mana. They're making a squirrel. I don't have any land drops. You get a sun droplet trigger from fetches. Card, sun, droplet. Whenever you're dealt damage, no. Fetching is lose life, I'm pretty sure. It's pay 1 life. So. Peter Weber, Boston Slide. I can't believe they rested the slide. That's crazy. I think this is a matchup where like I can probably put a ring in the board. If I need FOV, I probably need FOV. Maybe not all 3. Mayhaps like 2. Nah, Karn's probably fine. Stream a Solitude. Maybe a Teferi and a Fable. I have an Apex. Had a good time. Had a really good time. Nothing like super notable, I would say. I did pick up this from the weekend. And I also got to meet like Corey Baumeister, and it's a 7.5 graded beta counterspell. Got to meet Todd Anderson, Corey Baumeister, hang out with them. It's just a really nice place. We're going to keep this, and we're going to try to high roll 3rd land. The RCQ is absolutely stacked. How much did it cost? I ended up trading for it. I got rid of like a bunch of my junk that I had in my binder, but it's like roughly 600 is what I like traded in for it. Do you want to buy other graded beta cards? No. I actually got this from my Murktide opponent that I played round 1 on stream. They're like, hey, do you want this? I was like, not really, but I do have trades. And he was like, oh, I want like this, 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 and this. I'm like, well, I don't want those, so let's work something out. Your binder made me sick. Oh, I know. I guess I'm just not going to hit 3rd land, huh? Probably just have to upkeep ice something. Despair. Keep 2-lander. Never find 3rd land. Upkeep Coco. Oh, they must have foil angels to get. I'm off it. No Ren 6. That's how I feel. It's so hard to like just hit land drops without Ren 6. It's crazy. And then they have like these Search for Tomorrows, which are just like never going to happen. I feel like I'm so far behind. I'm just going to cast this, hit my land drop. It's either that or play Fable. Marcus wins with Marcus decks. Academy Manufacturer, yep. And then I have to Solitude this. I guess I could just FOV. But I have to pitch Omnath. I Solitude, I don't have to pitch Omnath. Just the Leyline Binding instead. I get to hit the Spring Leaf Drum and the Academy Manufacturer. Gross. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan for like a Search for Tomorrow or something, or just not keep 2 landers with this deck. Maybe I have to keep like minimum 3 landers. Cord. Alright, I'll scoop to the cord. I can't beat that. Rough stuff, rough stuff. The Epics people are just family. They will treat you like family. Now this is a hand. Lands that are more than 2? Let's go. We're back to Olive Garden, yeah. I got all the feature matches. Yeah, I did. You know what? You know what fucking Taryn told me? He was like, we got to get you feature match round 1 for Pioneer because I don't think you're going to win after that. And I was like, you are so right. You're so right. Armagoyf. This is a Respect the Cat mirror. I did not recap my Modern tourney because it wasn't super interesting. I like played against Murktide and I almost went to time. And I probably could have extended it for the draw, but I didn't really want to get a round 1 draw. So I went for the higher upside play where I played or hardcasted a Solitude instead of evoking it. I think if I evoked the Solitude, I probably could have gotten a draw with the Murktide player. But I, didn't want a round 1 draw because it's kind of like a loss anyways. So I tried to go for the higher upside play. Didn't work out. So I lost round 1 to Murktide. Round 2, I played against Burn, and I got demolished because the Karn just like can't keep up with Burn. I like had to mulligan to 5 looking for Omnath. I couldn't find Omnath. It was very sad. So I lost to Burn, and I played against Tron. I beat Tron, and then I played against Burn again, and I lost to Burn again. It wasn't like the most exciting Modern tournament to talk about. It was just like taking a whole bunch of L's to Burn. FNM was kind of more interesting though. FNM, I'm playing Omnath here. Green, blue, white, red. Yeah, I think I am. Round 1 of FNM, I played against this. Oh boy, more lands. Hey, look, I found all my lands from the last match. Played against Seismic Assault, round 1 of FNM, against Rasputin, who was like the RC top 8 for the last RC. So we were like chatting, having a good time. That match went to time, and he ended up scooping to me because he was like, I'm not gonna be able to win this game after I like locked him out with Karn and a bunch of stuff. So he ended up scooping to me. I won that, and I played against Tron on the feature match, and I lost to Tron. Mason absolutely like tore me apart for exiling 20 cards with Karn, and I put him like on top of my lands, and I almost grabbed one of my lands and put it in the exile zone. My paper mechanics were just terrible. So I lost Tron, and then I ended up playing against TJ off stream, was playing Yawgmoth, and he sat down, he's like, I'm playing the best deck in the format. And I was like, oh, so you're playing like Scam? And he goes, turn 1 Young Wolf. And I was like, oh, that's what we're doing, huh? And he ended up mulliganing like a whole bunch because he kept opening up with Twilight Mire hands. I beat him because of it, because he just like stumbled at the start. The game 1 where he didn't stumble, he crushed me. And then he stumbled and died. Best deck in the format. And then I went back on stream against Taryn and misplayed horribly because I was tired, and he misplayed horribly. And that was like a disaster. Don't recommend watching that match if you do want to go back and watch the coverage. That match was embarrassing. I use Liquimetal Coating much. Every time I got Liquimetal Coating, Karn died. And I was like, well, why did I get Liquimetal Coating? I think my most grabbed sideboard card was Damping Sphere. I grabbed EE once. I grabbed Worm Coil once. I'm playing out this Keruga. I think I'm going to hold it for a turn. I think I'm holding it. I kind of want to get more than 1 card out of it. I think it is good if Karn survives, but it's hard to keep Karn alive unless you're like really controlling the board. But I feel like if you're controlling the board already, then like you get super far ahead. But it is good against decks like Tron. But Damping Sphere is also the best card against Tron. And don't forget, chat, if you haven't yet signed up for the Doghouse, we do have the Doghouse tournament this Saturday. I will be commentating it with Will, my boy, my partner in crime. And that event will also be sponsored by Apex Gaming. Kyle was kind enough to sponsor that as well as get me out to Ohio. So huge shout out to Kyle and the whole Apex team for doing the Lord's work, helping me keep up with the content. It's free to enter. Absolutely free to enter. $600 prize pool for the Doghouse. Yeah, there should be room for the Doghouse still. Let me see how many people signed up for it. There's currently 38 out of 128, so you still have plenty of time, plenty of room. And make sure to submit deck lists if you haven't yet submitted your deck list. They will be required for the event. I think I'm going to Leyline Binding this token when they make it. Puts them to 2, and I get to like draw extra cards with Keruga. Did you do anything cool in Ohio? I was at the Apex store pretty much the entire weekend. Rather that or getting dinner over at Wings, etc. Probably the coolest thing in Ohio. There was not a whole lot in Ohio. Because, yeah, Caldwell's in the middle of nowhere. I was telling Retro this, but I was like, I wouldn't move out to Ohio unless I was just like wanted to go there for specifically Apex. That's a lot of lands. I found all of my lands from the last match. Did you go to the MagicCon thing in Vegas for the fancy Fatal Pushers, or should you just buy them online? Aren't they expensive? They're like $100 a piece, right? It is no man's land. Absolutely. And the weather was just wild. It was like sunny and hot, and then it was like tornado warning, by the way. And I was just like, I should have played a fetch here instead of this tab, because I could have like played fetch, played second fetch, and just killed them. Well, that works. No, I have all my basics. I don't think I like Search for Tomorrow. Am I going to be at SCG Con? No, I won't be. I'm going to be back in Ohio at the end of October. Yeah, I discovered that nature exists, because if you walk outside in the city in California, there's no nature. You walk outside in Ohio, and it's louder than like cars passing by. Just so much nature. Couldn't believe it. You're in there for the Doghouse. Let's go. So they're gonna equip Shadow Spear on Tarmogoyf and attack me. I hope they put it on the 6/6. Drop last minute because of work. Any plans for Atlanta? Depends. Retro keeps telling me to like come to Atlanta. I'm like, maybe. I don't know. It's Pioneer, so it makes me not want to go. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I can hit him back down to 2. LCQs. Yeah, but it's Pioneer, so it's like, I'm just passing here and then icing whatever has the Shadow Spear on it. Sucks. I am the Pioneer Master, that's true. Pioneer Specialist Dingo. That's unfortunate. I don't care for Search for Tomorrow because I feel like I'm fetching out all of my basics anyways. Alright, let's deal 4 damage to them. Then maybe we'll get there. Ice the thing, and then I gotta find another 4 damage off the top. Beginning of combat, I could ice the Construct. Or the Tarmogoyf if they put the Shadow Spear on the Tarmogoyf. Karn. Nope, that's not my sideboard. That's dungeon information. Get an EE. Ballista? Can I kill them with Ballista? Actually left themselves dead on board to EE right now. Pyrite Spellbomb does nothing. Ren and 6, pick up the thingy, Pyrite Spellbomb. Alright, looks like Karn's gonna get there. Karn confirmed correct. Oh boy, another search for tomorrow. There's such a bad draw in the late game too. Let's go Karn, gotta love the Karn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'd only be able to Ballista for 3, so... EE it is. I'm actually gonna play Hammer later. Because Hammer won the Showcase Challenge, so I'm gonna try it out. Karn confirmed correct. Let's get Forces in here, because they are the Saga build. I think those are gonna be pretty important. What do we want to drop here? Honestly, I'm thinking about dropping Search for Tomorrow. At least one copy. I do like having access to a ring in the sideboard in these grindy matchups. Drop 4x Search, I'm gonna drop 2. Such just a medium draw in the late game. Especially if you're like aggressively fetching out basics against a deck like Scam, where you think they're gonna Blood Moon you. Sneepers. Let's shock this in pass. They might be holding a Bowmaster. Nope. No Bowmaster. Fable. I was gonna do that too. Well, dead. Almost just want to ice Urza Saga, but I think getting the Fable down's better. If I can find 4th land Karn, be pretty happy about that. Or even Force. Force plus buy Keruga. Endurance. Endurance is okay. It just mostly is there for shutting off like Ren and 6. But yeah, the decks I have planned to play today are this deck, and then we're going to play Pygonti's Murktide list, who got 2nd in the showcase, and then we're going to play the Hammer deck that won the showcase. Got a bunch of stuff today. I tried the 4 Preordained 4 Karn version from the MXP this weekend. That was actually the list I played at Apex, was 4 Preordained 4 Karn. I love it. Honestly, I think it's really good. Problem is, it just doesn't have a very good burn matchup, and there was a lot of burn in paper. Way more than I thought there was going to be. How do we fix that? That's a good question. I think it's play like 3 Karn instead of 4 probably is a good place to start, because I definitely got Karn flooded a lot. The problem with Dragon's Claw is it's just too slow. I think if you need something that like immediately gains life, and the best thing I could think of is like maybe Elixir of Immortality, but it's such an unplayable card outside of like against Mill and Burn. Yeah, I'm playing the mono white Hammer list. I don't know if blue white's like super great. Zurin Orb's okay. I want Utopia Sprawl. I thought Halfling was enough. You could play like 1 or 2 Utopia Sprawls if you just want like 5th and 6th Halfling. But Halfling was absolutely cracked against decks like Murktide. Nourish. Halfling is like the best thing to be doing on turn 1, even so much better than Preordain. But Preordain filtering the draws and just like smoothing everything out, finding fetch lands for Ren and 6 was super nice as well. Chat, should we play our counterspell back here? I can't see it at all. Nope, you can't see it at all. Which art of Preordains do we use? Did I see a lot of Preordain in Ohio? No. I use just the basic Preordain art because that was all I could find. But nobody was casting Preordain in Ohio. It was just like that one Murktide player I played against. There's so much Tron and Burn there though. Definitely dropping a Karn here. I think I'm gonna drop the Fire Eyes too, maybe. Maybe I'm dropping 2nd Karn. Although Karn's like pretty important against their board right now. I could drop a Leyline Binding. Let's drop Binding. No lands, huh? Man, if I found land for this Force, I'm gonna upkeep, blow up Urza Saga, and Reflection. Or I could just blow up Construct Reflection also. I'm gonna start with an Ice. We can always do it in response. I imagine they're just gonna make another Construct here. Forward. I don't think I can afford to like wait on this. Unfortunately. I was trying to find like a different green card to pitch. I guess I could have bought Keruga instead and then done that. Maybe that was better. Hey, magical. Haywire Mite. My Fable. Not my Fable. Could be worse. I don't want to play Karn and plus it. Yeah, get Darksteel Citadel. If something goes wrong, I can always just Solitude. Oh, that's not good. I guess I could Solitude this, and then binding this, get Liquimetal Coating, shut this off. I don't hate that. I'm gonna leave it with like little to no resources, but that's fine. I think protecting the Karn is gonna be the name of the game here. I'd also get a Pithing Needle. If I get a Pithing Needle, I could just name Urza Saga. They have a second Urza Saga in here? They do. Could also get a Haywire Mite. I think being on like the coding plan isn't terrible though. That's really good. I'm still gonna have to get rid of the Renin 6. I guess I could get rid of the Bowmaster and then Liquimetal Coating the Renin 6. But I think Renin 6 is gonna be an issue after that. If I get rid of this and then they attack this, liquid that, they're gonna activate Urza Saga no matter what. I guess that's fine. And we'll upkeep, hit the Ren here. It's not great. I mean, yeah, that's not great. I'm screwed if they like dash a Ragavan at Karn. We can put this on their Urza Saga, force them to make a construct. Plus on the Karn, kill it, then bounce the construct with Teferi. It's gonna be a 3/3. Blow it up. Bounce that. Did hit land drops, now I have Solitude up next turn. I might get the other Triome here. Make future Leyline Bindings cost 1. I don't know how I feel about the third Triome in this list. I feel like the third Triome was like not super necessary. Deal with that Renin 6 eventually. I just have to deal with it before it ults. Because if they get back on Holy Heat, game's over. Attacking Karn. Attack the realm with the binding. It's not a bad idea. They don't have another creature here. I can go Solitude. Hit that. Kill Ren. Yeah, it's a really good idea. Alright, Ren, time to die. Time to die. It's like a small issue if they have a removal spell. Shouldn't be that bad though. Actually, super sick line. Probably something I should have looked out for more playing in the paper event. I think this is my first time actually animating a Leyline Binding and attacking for 6. It's time. It's time for you to die time. Build the Saga. Plus Teferi, play new Teferi. Bounce this, play land, pass the turn, have the binding up. Who knows what with the binding. Probably binding Zagoth if they play it. You've killed people with Karn and Blood Moon like that. That's pretty sweet. Attack for 3. Getcha. Kills Teferi. Teferi down. Useless Research Desk. Thoughtseize. Oh, binding the token. Last card in hand is Giganta. I could just start beating him down for 6, I suppose. What do I have in the sideboard? I don't have a Worm Coil Engine anymore, which is a little bit sad. Kind of suppose Stone Raining him is just better. Take him off of red and then, like, buy Keruga. Kind of these here. Seems good. Yeah, buying Ring's fine, too. Taking him off of red and then buying Keruga is probably just GG, though. Our last card in hand is Giganta, so I'm just gonna die. Reveal my Keruga. Two Lorians, or two Lorians. I think Lorien Revealed could have a spot in 4-color, but I'm not sure where it would replace. Because the lists for 4-color are getting, like, more refined and tighter, and they have less, like, flex room in them. That's fun. Hell yeah, Stompy. Let's do it. Jam the Street Fighter. I will be returning to Apex in hopefully October, if all goes according to plan. Which I'm sure it will. It's all about the Pendelhaven. It was never the Young Wolf. Stompy, have you signed up for the Doghouse? Is it time for the 2-time champ to return? You won the 5K, you won the week before that. I never tell you guys apart, I'm gonna be honest. They actually didn't scam it. They're just griefing me. What you taking? What are you taking? What are you selling? Finally got your set of Unfinity Shocks. Worth it or you degenerate? I love them. I think they're fantastic looking. But at the same time, the Retro Border Shocklands are coming out. So it might be time to sell off all the Unfinity lands and go for that instead. You're stuck in the hospital. Oh, shoot. Hopefully, nothing bad happened. Hope you're alright. Corey Baumeister said congrats to me twice during the Pioneer event. It's so funny. Alright, Fable time. Mason was playing out of his mind. Mason was running hotter than the sun. Just demolished Corey twice. Actually lost to Corey in Pioneer. I'm surprised that match wasn't streamed because it was such a good match that I had with Corey. It was so back and forth, and then he just, like, game 3, he played, like, a turn 2 or turn 3 Damping Sphere off of a Karn on mono green, and I was just like, oof. I had, like, cheated out my Lotus Field and everything. I was ready to, like, farewell the board. And I got Stone Rained. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty brutal. I'm just gonna bounce my Fable. Played a Damping Sphere off of a Karn when I had, like, 2 lands and a Lotus Field. I had nothing but 5 mana spells in my hand. And I was just like, yeah, this is, that'll do it. Gonna miss the Doghouse? No, Goon. It's okay. There'll be more Doghouses in the future. Bowman. I can fetch, go Binding, and then Fable. Seems decent. Start for attacking. Start with attacking for 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the Apex coverage nonetheless. It was, I was on the feature match quite a bit during the FNM. Not so much during the main event for Modern, because I did not do very well. And then one time during Pioneer. I pretty much just lost on the feature match all the time after FNM. They gave the 100 bits. So dumb. Appreciate it. Got the extra land drop. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I didn't even realize it. And then the commentators, Niall and Robin, came out and just roasted the shit out of me. Like they said they were going to. Is this a Grammarly ad? That would Raid Shadow Legend ad? Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Raid Shadow Legends, for not sponsoring the stream. Zerac, there were all the 100 bits. How do you feel about Murktide a week after the preordain, or after the preordain ban? Looking at the stats, it seems like it didn't look like the deck did very well so far. It's still not that good. It's okay. It was definitely a boost that the deck needed, but it wasn't that good. It's still just okay. Doomwake, thank you for the huge raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you. Joel's in chat. Joel. Welcome, everybody. We're just playing a couple of Modern Leagues. Skillshare, new sponsor of the stream. I'm going to keep this hand as a 2-lander and then regret it. Uh-oh, I'm going to regret it immediately. To go with all the sponsors. Okie dokie. Thank you so much, Doomwake. Just got back from the Apex event yesterday. Had an absolutely wonderful time. Congratulations on qualifying for the RC, by the way, Doomwake. Did catch that on Twitter. Huge ups. Happy to see you go out there. I might actually travel out there myself and play in some last chance qualifiers just to mostly hang out. Still haven't decided yet, but if I do, I will see you there. Jussie. That'd be gas. I feel like I'm getting advertised to. Enable this. Let's go. Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's go is a staple. Am I getting scammed? Endurance gone? Or are they probably just going to take Leyline Binding and kill me with Ragavan? Stock green, let's go! I was so sad. I was 2-1 against mono green. I lost to Corey. That was the only mono green player I lost to. I also played against Rakdos like 3 times, and I beat Rakdos 3 times. I lost to that Grinning Ignis combo, and I lost to Corey on... Oh, I guess I got to pitch Endurance. They didn't take the Binding either. What'd they take? Teferi. Interesting. Okay, well, pitch Endurance. That Grinning Ignis combo, I had no idea what was happening. I think I had only played against it 1 time, and they didn't play any Defilers. I had to, like, read half the cards my opponent was playing. Hoping the new set shifts Pioneer a bunch. The new set seems powerful, so... Yeah, I was just like, I don't know what's happening right now. Wow, we playing games. I can't turn up the text-to-speech. It's like a whole process. I've been meaning to do it, and I keep forgetting to do it. I'll do it after the stream today. But I have to, like, go into stream elements and, like, mess with it. Yeah, no Doom, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't turn it up, not as long as Zeriak's here. How do you feel about the 4-color list running Preordain? I'm also running Preordain in my list. I really like Preordain. I think Preordain's great. I keep throwing dollar bills at the streamer. I think I need basic plains here, and then we'll just cast Search for tomorrow and get basic forest. I can go Omnath fetchline next turn. If I suspend this, they can cast Teferi off of Dothy, so suspending it's probably not a great idea. Any changes I would make to the 4-color list? I just need something to make it better against burn. I think I'd probably trim 1 Karn out and just run 3 Karns, and then, I don't know. I feel like the games I lost were just the games I got clunked up on 4-drops. I had, like, multiple Teferis in my hand, multiple Karns and rings, and I was just like, this hand does nothing. And the games that I won were the games that I had, like, a turn 1 Preordain or a turn 1 Halfling or Lightning Bolt, just something to do early. Excuse me. I think the 4-color Karn deck should play half as many wish targets. The thing about the wish targets are that, like, most of them have a use, right? There's always situations I find myself being like, I would want, like, this card and this card and this card. I'm not sure about, like, Ensnaring Bridge. I think that'd be my first cut. Because every time I get Ensnaring Bridge, I still lose. Because there's, like, some awkward tension between Ensnaring Bridge and the ring. I'm like, I want to draw cards to try to find Omnath and gain life. but I want to empty my hand so they can't attack me with the bridge in play. So Wormcoil was decent. I like Wormcoil. You could also cut Sundering Titan if you expect not a lot of 4-color in your metagame. No, it has to concede with Keruga on the stack, not adding Keruga to hand. People usually put like 10 points on Keruga, and then they get this massive payout. This Blue-Red Murktide had a good deck against Scam. Scam's favored now. Ever since they printed Bowmaster, Scam has been favored. It used to be a really even matchup, but Bowmaster put it into Scam's favor. Although Preordain might shift it a little bit back and more into Murktide's favor because Preordain's such a good top deck for Murktide. We're about to play some Murktide after this, actually. I'm going to play Pygonti's Murktide list. And then we're going to play the Hammer deck that won the showcase. But Murktide seems like it got a huge buff with Lorien Revealed and Preordain. I actually lost Lorien Revealed. Belfie, I lost your buddy Rob on stream round 1. I like my 4-color Karn list. I just don't think it has a very good burn matchup. Burn matchup was very rough. No, I'm going to try that mono black mid-range deck tomorrow. I've tried it before. I tried like Spike's version, which was a little bit different. But I liked it when I played it. Thought it was decent. I agree. I think one Lorien's like pretty good. But I'm going to play Pygonti's stock list just to see how it feels. I'm not going to change anything. Yeah, Burn's good. Burn's really good right now. Especially against dirtly decks like this. You don't need a second Wormcoil. Maybe like an Elixir of Immortality or something. I just needed something that gained me some life so I don't just die immediately. It's either that or like Zurin Orb, but I don't think Zurin Orb's very good. Maybe Elixir of Immortality. I think like Dragon's Claw is far too slow. I didn't actually see these spoilers yet. Rowan, Scion of War. 1 black-red 4/2 menace. Tap spells you cast this turn that are black and or red cost X less, where X is the amount of life you lost this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. That's cool. But you still have to pay the colored mana cost. I suppose if you have this out and you tap it, after you fetch Shock, you can like cast a 2-mana Fury, which is kind of cool. Protect Me Ring. I just need to like survive long enough to the point where I can go Karn EE. Could have also gone Karn Chalice there, but I think Karn EE is the move. Wait for this to come down, hit another land drop, Karn EE. 2 toughness is not great for a 3-drop. Excuse me? Kefnit's last word. Gain control of target artifact, creature, enchantment. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. I'm out of basics, so this is useless. Okay, well, my opponent's got a ring now. I'm gonna stall. I suppose I might want to draw a card. Yeah, I already have one coming off of suspend, though. So after this one comes off of suspend, I'm gonna be out of basics, so suspending this one's like kind of pointless. They have a force, I'm probably just dead. So I'm playing for EE here. Maybe I suspended just for like Ensnaring Bridge. I'll probably do that later though. I don't care for Surge. I think like it's good on specifically turn 1, but if you draw it anytime in the late game, it's just such a dead draw. Because you're like actively fetching up basics most of the time just to not take a whole bunch of damage. Yeah, you can't really fetch early basics, but at the same time, 4-color wants to fetch early basics, at least 1 or 2. Like Karn. Yeah, it's not a very good top deck. I think Halfling's like a better top deck. Yeah, if you have one in your opener, it's pretty good though. Alright, you got a lot of cards in hand. 7 cards and they don't have any lands in their hand. The old Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Boy Advance games, those games were actually fire. That was the Pokemon trading card game. Save me ring. Actually really good. I can go Teferi, bounce my ring back to hand. I don't care for Metamorph, but you could definitely like replace Portable Hole. Sounds good, Chow. Thanks for hanging. Enjoy your dinner. I probably have to play a new ring here. I don't think it's a replacement, but you could definitely replace Portable Hole. It's pretty much just there for like pitching the Solitude. Get rid of the Fire Ice, and then we'll get rid of the Fire Ice. Let's get rid of the Fable. I don't think I'm gonna have that kind of time this game. Yeah, I did. Apex was amazing. Definitely gonna try to go back very soon. Stomp, huh? The old Stomp, huh? I can Solitude pitch Omnath. I'll have to hit a Rhino here. I don't know if I can take all that damage. Go to 4. Probably not worth it to go to 4 here. Yeah, I was talking with Rob for a while. He was like, do you know Mike Belfato? And I was like, yeah, I do. Belfie. And he was like, yeah, he texted me. He was like, you beat Dingo. And he was like, I didn't even know you were a content creator. Rob was awesome, though. I had a great time talking to him. He pawned off his counterspell to me. I like traded him a whole bunch of stuff for this beta 7.5 counterspell. No counter, please. Kind of annoying. Oh, they have no more footfalls? I don't know, it's the last card. Was the footfalls. Alright. See if we can draw a land here. Land. And I'm not very good at drawing lands this deck. Or life would be like the game changer here. If I kill my Omnath, I'm just dead, right? I can kill one of these and I die to the ring and upkeep. Oh no, I'm going to 1-7. Yeah, my bad. Miscounted. I was thinking the ring would be 2 damage to me for some reason. Nope, we're still fine. Surviving, barely, maybe. I grass. I don't play Graveyard Hate for Murktide, because I think the best piece of Graveyard Hate you can play in the sideboard with Karn is... Alright. Unfortunate how that game played out. I think the best Graveyard Hate you can play is like Tormod's Crypt, and Tormod's Crypt's just not very good against Murktide, because you have to like preemptively crack it. So instead I just think you have a fine Murktide matchup, because the Leyline Binding and Solitude dealing with the Murktides anyways. I'm not like super concerned about the Murktide matchup as 4-color. Historically, you're pretty favored, but Lorien Revealed is a hell of a card. Lorien Revealed is like the reason I lost against Murktide. He just like ripped 3 heaters when I played in the feature match. I think I'm just submitting the same 60 here. I could bring in one of the chalices or explosives instead of a Fable. I'm gonna try leaving them both on the board here. Forward your FNM first time on Scam. Nice. Yeah, I prefer more removal and like just Murktide answers like Solitude and Leyline Binding. I think if you have this, you're pretty set against Murktide. I don't know if Keruga is worth it either, but this list is pretty neat. And it's okay. Could be a little bit better. Could have a Teferi in it. Either way, I want to try Respect the Cast list because he's very excited about it. There's also that one Suspend Mana Dork, and I'm kind of wondering if that one Suspend Mana Dork is better than Search for Tomorrow. The name is eluding me, but I used to see some playing Glimpse. Rift Sower, yeah. That's the one. Shock this in, I could buy Keruga. I could just leave up Leyline Binding. I'm just gonna leave up Leyline Binding. I don't think I need to buy Keruga. What do you bring in when you play Rakdos versus Murktide? I usually take out Thoughtseize and I'll bring in like Nile Spellbomb, because in that matchup, Nile Spellbomb's like fine, right? It cycles, it's decent. If you have like Unlicensors, some scam lists are playing Unlicensors still, that's a good card in the matchup. You can bring in Torok if you want. I think it's only okay against Murktide though. I wouldn't like super recommend it. But I typically just trim Thoughtseizes. I've never been a fan of Thoughtseize against Murktide. I think they tempo you out too hard. But if you have somebody like Manguchi, he'll have the opposite opinion where he thinks that Thoughtseize is like great against Murktide. I think it's just dependent on the player. I don't know if I'm going to Kefnitz whatever and steal my ring again. Westing Beast, yep. Kefnitz whatever. Kefnit's last word. Gain control of target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. They cast one against me earlier, and I was like, what is this? Get back. It doesn't seem great. It does seem great is casting this Leyline Binding and then casting Keruga and drawing like 4 cards. Ooh. No subtlety, please. Yeah, Tef bouncing Binding would be the dream, right? Run it right back. Run it right back. Would you play Spellbomb Hearse in the sideboard over Leyline? I think it depends. I'd probably feel it out for the metagame because cards like Leyline of Void are a lot better if you're expecting a lot of living end. But I think you already have a good living end matchup, so I don't think it's terrible to play like just Spellbombs and Hearses instead if you're expecting more Murktide. It just depends on the meta. I think right now it's probably pretty safe to play the Spellbombs and the Hearses. Oh, Keruga concession. Yeah, let me play that out. Prediction. Whoever voted Keruga is now rich. Congratulations, Keruga concession people. Take Raugrin Triome here. That's probably fun. You'll get basic forest. Karn's okay. Oh, wow, they don't have third land. They must be cycling Allurian at the end step here. I think they would have done it main phase though, maybe. Like their land drop had 4 lands. What's best to do against the Rakdos mirror? I think Spellbomb's really good in the Rakdos mirror. 60k points off a 400-ish bet. Is this stonks? One Ringo for Dingo. Alright, they don't want me to have anything. Best investment of my life. Did you have to re-download MTGO? I don't want to do it again. I reset my settings last time. I didn't have to. My settings were fine. Thanks, be angry. I was never like the biggest fan of Leyline of the Void. I'd always prefer Spellbomb. It's not a dead draw. I can always just cycle it. I want to like Binding plus Fable here. Or I just want to Solitude. I think I'm just going to Solitude. Pay rent with channel points. New card for Rakdos. Maybe. Trade here. One less thing on the table. So now Karn for EE is really good, and I can go Karn for Chalice the turn after that. Please resolve. Hey. Why yes, I would like to get 1 copy of Engineered Explosives. Don't mind if I do. They conceded. Nice little 4-1 to start the day.
Have you
Bing
peeked?
bong, bing bong, bing bing bong.
Have you peeked?
You're a third-rate duelist.
I can't take it anymore.